Alright, before I start the video, just a quick shout out to my good friend Yuvraj Sembi for gifting me this microphone for my birthday. Let's just get into the video. So, I know what you're thinking. Average Kid, do you really expect me to read a book in the Big 26? Yeah, look, I get it, okay? No one reads books anymore now that social media has basically fried our brains and reading one page just becomes boring. But I'm still going to recommend this book regardless because, one, I think people should read this book if they want to learn how to manage their money. And I personally like this book. And I wouldn't recommend it to you if I wasn't confident in its quality and how it could benefit you. And two, I have no other video ideas. Bruh. Just some disclaimers that can help calm you down. You don't need to buy the book itself to read it. You can just read it online through a Kindle or listen to an audiobook. Or if you really want to be a tryhard, you can just read the book while listening to the audiobook at the same time. Vocab wise, it's at a medium level. You might have to Google a word here and there, but you can mostly understand it if you have common sense. His formal language isn't even that hard to understand. And this is coming from someone who read this book years after not reading any books at all, besides the ones my English teachers assigned me, and having a bad habit of doom scrolling. So hopefully that kind of calmed you down a little bit and makes you more open to keep watching and find out more about this book. But enough of that filler. I'm just going to tell you why I'm even recommending this book in the first place. Number one, the economic state. And I noticed something interesting with my audience specifically when I was looking at the analytics. The majority of you guys are either in your 20s or my age, which is teenagers. So the thing we have in common, specifically if you live in the US, is that we're going to have to work in a trash economy. And the generations before us, the boomers, they'll be like, you kids have it so easy. No, we do not. We do not have it easy. We have it the hardest out of everyone.
One thing that definitely affects the desire for younger generations to go out and look for an aspiring career is old people constantly reminding them how lazy they are. Hey dude, no, it's not at all laziness, although that's definitely part of it to a certain extent. It's brain dead just to say that's the sole reason. A big part of it is competition. Competition to get a job is so unbelievably high. It's so much more competitive for Gen Z to actually find an entry-level job because now you're not just competing against young people between the ages of 15 to 25 years old anymore. Nah, now you got 16-year-olds and 40-year-olds fighting for a cashier position at Walmart. So many people during lockdown ended up getting laid off and just never went back to their job, and now that everything is progressively getting more and more expensive, it's just getting harder and harder to find a job, especially when you're just getting into the workforce.
So what do we do about it? Well, there's two things I can recommend to you. One, make more money. That one's obvious and easier said than done. But number two, be smart with it. That's where this book comes in. As the title says, obviously, Psychology of Money, it goes into the psychology of why people do what they do with their money. And I think that's important to know because you don't want to make some goofy choice with your money because you approach it wrong mentally. Because like I said, we live in the worst economy, so we can't make dumb choices that will financially ruin us. So the book itself, like I said, you need to make a lot of money to survive in this economy. But the interesting thing is the book talks about a couple of people who are really rich, but they spend it so wrong that they just end up going broke anyway. And there's a guy who literally just saves his money and lets it compound over time. And he ends up dying a millionaire. But the crazy thing is, he's a freaking janitor. A janitor ended up having more money than a millionaire who just did not know how to spend his money wisely. That's one of the main messages of this book. It's doing well with money isn't about what you know, it's about how you behave. The other main message around it is people have their own reasons as to why they even spend their money the way they do. To someone, spending money on alcohol is a dumb idea because alcohol is bad for you. But they might have their own reasons to it. Maybe they're traumatized or something. People just have their own reasons, and this book has definitely made me be less judgmental when it comes to judging people based on how they spend their money, because I don't know their story. Another interesting fact that I liked about this book is this thing called tail events. Tail events are these outliers. It's like me, right? I'm a YouTuber, so I upload these YouTube videos, but only one of them goes viral. And that video could change everything and make me instantly famous. That's what happens with a lot of YouTubers, they don't go viral by the 100 videos they make. They get viral based on one video, one clip. and then they just get famous. People make memes out of them. They get money. It just takes like one thing. Like all their videos could be trash, but if they have like one good video, they're set. Basically, that's what tail events are. A lot of this kind of relates to the stock market and being like an investor because he uses a lot of like investor examples. So if you're like a person who invests, this book definitely is good for you because its mentality is definitely correlated to someone who invests. Like even if you don't invest, you can still get benefits from this book. But to be fair, some of the stuff in this book is common sense. So that's why I would give it a 9. But there's like some other stuff in this book that I've learned tremendously that like when I start making money, I'm going to use some of the concepts in this book to like help me manage it so I don't screw up. Another one of the chapters that interested me was him talking about how like people are addicted to pessimism, which I thought was interesting because I've heard that like people want things to be positive. They want to be like delusional, think everything's going to be okay. But like he goes into like the opposite and talks about how like people assume that everything's going wrong. And he's right. That's all I'm going to really say about that chapter because I don't want to spoil the book too much because I want you to read it for yourself and find out the information on your own. And I forgot to mention this, but it's basically about, give me 1 second. It's about 220 pages, but there's a postscript, so I didn't count the postscript, but if it was with postscript, it's 238. Honestly, I don't think I have anything else to say, because I don't want to say anything too much. I hope that's convinced you to actually, like, go out of your way to buy the book and read the book Psychology of Money. In any of my future videos, once you've, like, fully read and digested the book, comment down below one of those videos if the book helped you in any way, shape, or form, or if it didn't. Be sure to check out the videos that are about to come up on the screen in the next few seconds, and I'm gonna head out. Average Kid out.
Ain't nobody else, girl. Okay, I wonder what my life will be without you. Scared to try it, but I think I got to. I think I should listen to myself. Bedroom corner gun is on the shelf.